Good afternoon all. Hope you're hearing okay. I'm here this afternoon with my colleague Chris Lang. We're here to talk about the all-new VT range of booster sets from Dutypoint. So as I said, I'm Jesse Freeman, Category Manager for Pressure Boosting, and also presenting today is my colleague and fellow Category Manager, Chris Lang. So have a quick look at the contents page. We'll have a brief introduction, running through a bit about why we've developed a new booster set and where it fits in the Dutypoint portfolio. And then I'll take you through some of the key features and benefits. Chris will then take you through some more in-depth detail on the multi-stage pumps we're using in this unit. And then I'll finish up by giving some detail on the smart control panel. So with that, I'll hand over to Chris to give you a bit of detail on the introduction to this booster set.
Good afternoon, and thank you very much, Jesse. And as he said, my name is Chris Lang, and I'm also a category manager with Dutypoint. And I'm just going to take you through a bit of where this new product sits within the range of booster sets. You may or may not be familiar already with some of the products we do, but this slide just gives you an overview of the different like booster set ranges we have, starting with the DX right up to the VMV. And the VT kind of sits in the middle. So in terms of the spec and features, it is kind of in between the VG and the VR. And in terms of the spec and the performance, it is very much equivalent to the VR. So then the obvious question from that is, well, why do we need this new booster set? And what we've generally been finding is our VR is a very high quality booster set, and it's specifically designed for space saving applications. So places where plant room space is just really tight, where space is at a premium. So city centres, it's very popular because it takes up about 40% less space than most booster sets of equivalent performance. Now, that's a great feature a lot of the time, but sometimes that's just not necessary. Sometimes actually you're maybe not working with a plant room where the space is that confined that you need to pay a premium or budget a premium for a booster set that will save that bit of space. So the VT is a bit more of a standard design, but what we try to do is just kind of go from the ground up to make a really new booster set designed just with the features that you really need, but also to make it really easy to maintain. So that's been a key consideration, which we'll come on to a bit later. But here is just a kind of a key comparison between the standard, the VT and the VR. So starting at the top, the VT is this sort of more standard layout with the suction and discharge manifolds opposite each other. Two pressure transducers. We always recommend having at least one backup transducer because that is the key sensor of the unit. Whereas the VR has a pressure transducer per pump. So if there's 3 pumps, that means there are 3 pressure transducers, which is great for backup and redundancy, but it's not always necessary to have that level of redundancy. The VR has motor-mounted inverter drives, which are usually the Xylem Hydrovar units. So it's also available with Vascos, whereas with the VT, all the inverter drives are actually contained within the control panel. So you can actually see on the image, the pump doesn't have any inverter drives on the top. It's still a variable speed set. It's just the inverters are actually within the control panel. So which is quite nice from a sort of maintenance point of view, because everything's, all the controls, all the electronics are really contained within that one control panel. And those really are the key differences. You've got same options, 2 or 3 pumps, AISI 3 or 4, stainless steel, vertical multi-stage pumps are standard, both variable speed are standard, anti-vibration mounts are included as standard, which is really important with a variable speed booster set. Pressure and vessels are included as standard. They're not an extra. They're not something you have to install as a bolt-on next to the set. They're all included, and both sets are fully RAS approved. So both really high quality bits of kit, just slightly different priorities in their design. So just to summarize here, there's a few of the key features of the VT. The integrated control panel, which has got a touchscreen display, which Jesse will come on to a bit more a little later. One of the key things with this idea of maintainability is standard spare parts. Now, with a lot of manufacturers, particularly the well-known pump manufacturers, I probably don't have to tell you who they are. It's often necessary to purchase specific spare parts, and by spare parts I mean things like motors to mechanical seals, inverter drives. Whereas what we've tried to do is give you a lot more flexibility in terms of spare parts. So rather than having to come back to us as Dutypoint to purchase spare parts, all the key components, they're standard products that you can just get on the open market. So we think actually that will make them a much easier, sort of more maintainable unit. 3-year guarantee on the pumps should help as well. Integrated anti-vibration mounts, and as with most of our products, we design them with a principle that everything can be sort of disassembled and maintained properly without use of any sort of special tools, anything that you just won't have on site necessarily. So I'm going to hand you back over to Jesse to talk a bit more about the detail spec of this unit. So Jesse.
Brilliant, thanks Chris. Helpful insight there. So a bit more detail on the units themselves. As you can see, another view of the product here. So if we start with the HMI touchscreen for a minute, we'll show you a few more screenshots on this later, but it's a real good feature there. Fully touchscreen, as I say, and easy interface for the user, and simple messaging and display. And they've got the unified control panel. Chris did mention it just then, so all the inverters for the control of the unit actually within the panel. Everything needed for controlling the set is all in one place as such. And it's got full electrical and mechanical isolation, flange, suction, discharge connections, and then it's got an integrated expansion vessel with a little drain off point for ease of maintenance and service. And again, powder coated skid with integral anti-vibration mounts. So in terms of the performance and the range overview, sorry, it's got two and 3 pump options, similar to the VR range we currently do. We're actually looking to extend this in the future up to as much as 8 pumps. And it's a good range of duties, you can see, up to 24 litres a second, and max operating pressure of 15 bar. And then it's got a very broad suite of standard control features here, as you can see. It's got cyclic duty changeover, so obviously to ensure even wear across all pumps. Then it's got a very good anti-seize feature, so in periods of low or zero usage, the pump set will actually spin up the pumps just very slow speed automatically to prevent them seizing up, so we can always be assured that the pumps will be ready in good condition whenever you need them. And then it's got the high rise feature, so this is where the system is filled slowly on initial full or following a power failure to prevent potentially dangerous surge in the system. And it's got a good range of digital interfaces there as standard too: common fault, low level, high level. And it's got external on off as well. So have a quick look at the naming convention. What do the codes mean? So as you can see here, VT2, that's number of pumps, 2 there, 05, 5 meters cubed an hour. And then the last 3 digits, there's the kilowatt, so this particular one will be 1.5 kilowatt. And the T or the M is the power supply, so either single phase 230 volt or 3-phase 400 volt. So have a look at the models here. We've got 23 models in total in the range, so a good range there, with 3 in single phase variants up to and including 4 kilowatt. So a really good range to suit the majority of mid-range duties. Another really, I'll move on to the next slide there. Another really exciting feature of this range is that we're actually going to stock units, so be pleased to hear no more long lead times. So we'll be stocking all models in the 3-phase variant, and then 1.5 kilowatt in single phase, but needn't worry, all the other single phase variants are only 3 days to wait. So a brief note on testing and setup. As these units are in stock, they will be tested as normal, and also set up to a nominal mid-curve duty. So they will operate safely when powered up on site, but in order to fine-tune it on site, this can be sorted on site as part of the standard commissioning procedure. And due to it being a stock product again, there won't be any special variations available, but we can still offer customization on the other ranges we offer. I should have mentioned if we can do a specific setup service just for an additional £180 if the set is needed to operate as designed straight away, but as standard it shouldn't be necessary to use this option. So before we hand over to Chris, are there any questions at this stage from what we've covered? Feel free to send anything in. Wait a couple of seconds there. If not, feel free to chip in anytime. I'll hand over to Chris.
Thanks very much, Jesse. Yeah, just a note to say that do feel free to use the chat feature as part of the webinar. We can see what you type, so we'd be very happy to take questions as we go along. Now, as part of this exciting launch for new booster set, we're actually launching a new range of pumps, which are sort of specific to go into this booster set, and we're going to show you a little video to start off with. So I'm going to just load that up now. This just gives you a bit of a flavour and overview of the quality of the pumps that are being installed into the VT booster set. So let's play the video. So the vertical multi-stage pumps that are as part of the VT package, I'll just run you through a few features of them. They're fully RAS approved. All the wet parts are 304 stainless steel, so they're high quality. Where some other manufacturers started using kind of more plastics in drinking water pumps, so actually we stuck with full stainless steel construction. They can be fully serviced without any special tools, which, from a practical perspective on site, when something needs to be done to these pumps, it's always the case that if a special tool is required, it's often not held on site, so it always results in a delay to something getting serviced. So the fact that these pumps can be sort of serviced without any special tools is a really key feature, and something that I would, if you're a specifier, I would consider sort of incorporating into your specifications, because it is it just makes the maintenance process much quicker, and especially in the case of a breakdown. The mechanical seals are standard Eagle Bergmann seals. Now that basically, in practice, what that means is that you don't need to purchase them from Dutypoint, so you're not sort of tied to Dutypoint as a spare supplier, which means you've got a lot more flexibility over the lifetime of the product when it comes to replacement parts. And the pumps are also compatible with standard electric motors. So with a lot of vertical multi-stage pumps, they have to be paired with specific electric motors, which have sort of integrated bearings. That's not the case here. So actually, again, when it comes to sort of maintenance or breakdowns, you have a lot more flexibility to purchase just a standard electric motor from the open market. They're actually AEG motors, so big global manufacturer, and they're 60 hertz motors as standard, which gives you much wider performance ranges compared to standard 50 hertz motors. And they're really well sort of manufactured products using lots of advanced technologies like laser welding, which just save on component wastage and just make for a very efficient product. They've got oversized ball bearings, which means the sort of the vibrations that are sort of created by the pump moving are less than they would be otherwise. A tungsten carbide shaft bearing, which is something that's fairly common to high quality vertical multi-stage pumps, but certainly is not always the case. Silicon carbide graphite mechanical seal, which improves self-lubrication compared to most pumps, which are sort of silicon carbide only. And the impeller is a balanced design, which reduces axial thrust, which prolongs the life of the pump overall. Now I'm going to hand you back over to Jesse, who's going to run you through the Dutypoint Smart Control Panel.
Perfect. Thanks, Chris. So, the Dutypoint Smart Control Panel. It's the first time this has been incorporated in any range of our product before. So, as alluded to before, centralized controls, everything in one place for ease of use. A real unified control, if you like, and no motor-mounted inverters, all in one place. Simple and intuitive controls via the HMI touchscreen controller there. I'll show you some screenshots in a second, but the fault messages, etc., and all the other text on there is very, very simple language and easy to understand. There's a clear display of system operation as well on the home screen and elsewhere in the program, so you can see everything you need to about your system at a glance, if you like. You haven't got to crouch down and try and see the pressure gauge or whatever to see what the pressure is doing. It's all in one place, just where you need it. It's got handoff auto capability, so this is obviously great for emergency situations, but this is going above and beyond standard handoff auto switches. You're actually able to set the speed of the pump on the manual setting, so much more adjustability there. And then it's also got full BMS connectivity, and that's Modbus via Ethernet. So if we just move to the next slide, we can see wait for it to come up, a snapshot of the home screen there. So you can easily see the actual pressure and the actual pump speed, and then the set pressure, which again is easily adjustable. And you've got the tabs down the side. You can navigate to other parts of the program. Again, very simple language. You know where you're going, and then any help required, you can access that down there too. And then this is a screenshot of the alarms page. So all faults, nice simple language. Inverter 1 communications, no pumps available, low water. All makes good sense, so you can get to the source of the problem quickly and simply. So this concludes today's content. Chris and I will stay on for a few minutes now to answer any other questions you might have, but very much appreciate you joining us today. Trust it was helpful and informative. If any other questions after the session occur to you, just drop us a line. We'll be very happy to help you out. Anything more to add, Chris, before we go offline?
No, nothing specifically for me, but yeah, we will stay on the line for a few minutes after this. If you do have any questions at all, I'll be very happy to answer. Or if you'd like to, schedule a meeting with either of us, or a call or anything, then feel free to get in touch with our team.
Good point.
I'll just put the our contact details up. So yeah, have a look at our website, www.dutypoint.com, for more product details. It's also worth saying that the VT boost set is going to be able to, you're going to actually be able to buy that online very shortly at our e-commerce website, direct.dutypoint.com. So look out for them there. Also, just feel free to give us a call, 01452 300 592. If you'd like to, if you have any questions at all, you can speak to us or speak to one of our team, and we will be very happy to assist you.